Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Average Joe Dividends YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to go over my budget for January. What I do is I'll show you my expenses, my income, and my current net worth at the close of January. So we can see here in this column right here, expenses, I'm tracking all the purchases that I make, and I do a line item for each of those. You can see I have the date, the business, the amount, and I categorize each of the purchases. And the reason I do this is I want to see how much my life costs so I can do some future planning to see how much money I'll need in retirement. So you can see here there's every little expense I have, but the most major expense I have every month is my mortgage. We can see here on this line item, and I'm trying to make this line item a whole lot less and pay off my house. Once I do that, this line item will be about $450 to $500 for taxes and insurance only. But in the month of January, there were really no surprises in here. You can see expenses for like pet food in here. There was also there's a big visit at Costco where I had to do a stock up on a lot of my essential items, food items, things like that. So I'm well stocked up there. I won't probably have a Costco bill that high next month. And then here I had a little vet bill with my dog, and we went to an escape room. Little things like that. You can see even like utilities are tracked in here, and we'll see what else. A restaurant, things like that. But really, the main objective is just to know how much I'm spending per month. And what I try to do is I try to make sure that I spend less than my W-2 income every month, and so I can have money to save and invest. So let's go on over to the income side of the equation. And this, of course, includes my W-2 job in here, and that's only 2 items in here. But let's take a look at all the rest of these. You can see there's other sources of income that I'm tracking, like interest from savings accounts. I do have 2 savings accounts, and that's amounting to quite a bit of money per month just with my emergency fund out there. We can see there's savings checking. There's M1 savings account that paid over $200. And then over at Synchrony, I have another account over there that paid nearly $100. But you can see all these dividends that are sprinkled in here as well. And most of my videos I do are with my dividend portfolio. So if you are new here and just seeing the budgeting side of it, you should take a look at my dividend videos as well. And you can see all the businesses that are paying me, and most of them pay me quarterly. So every 3 months, like an ADP, HP, Allstate, they're paying me every 3 months. And then some of these positions in here, like Realty Income, is paying me every month that $13.32, and it's going up each and every month as I'm reinvesting the dividends back into these investments. And look at like BlackRock Science Technology Trust, otherwise known as BST, that pays me over $500 every single month just in dividends. But there's other things out there as well. You can see my W-2 again. I also do Swagbucks surveys. I do those in the morning and just do a survey or two, and it adds up. Instead of having like a part-time job, I do this. And I'll leave a link below if you want to sign up with Swagbucks. And that's one way to help me out with the channel, is it gives me like a $3 bonus or something like that. So I try not to sell you guys anything. I don't have any products or merch or anything like that. No, things like that. I'm just kind of a smaller YouTuber, just trying to show you what I'm doing, mostly with my dividend portfolio, but also with these budgeting videos, because I think it's really important to track what you're spending again and ensure that you have a gap every single month so you can build your wealth. So we'll take a look at other things that also generate income for me or lower my expenses. Like I use a 2% cash back credit card, and that gave me $50 in credits back with just my everyday spending. $50 there. And you can see here's another $25 cash out with swag bucks, and then my W-2 income. So that pretty much sums up where I'm getting income from. But let's take a look and compare the expenses side at 4566, and here's my income total. And broken down, here's the total for my W-2, and this is net of taxes, insurance, and 401k contributions. Here is the total for my dividends. And then here's the interest. That's just from savings accounts right there. Surveys, $75 just from that, just from spending a little bit of time in the morning while I'm listening to YouTube videos, things like that. In the morning, I could just be, browsing social media, but instead I'm doing that and doing surveys at the same time and making money. Facebook, I didn't sell anything on Facebook, and YouTube, I made no income from YouTube. I usually get maybe $100 every couple months, and that's it. But I don't really do these videos for the money aspect of it. It's really to chronicle my dividend portfolio and show you how I'm building wealth and to help others out. And then here is what I really like to see is the W-2 gap, and that's the difference between my W-2 income and then my total expenses. I try to spend less than my W-2, the net W-2 paychecks I get. And there was a gap of $263.85. And then that gap, when I include the interest, surveys, Facebook, if I sell anything on Facebook Marketplace, and YouTube, it's over $666 with that gap. So I know there's going to be some months where you have something come up or you have a major expense. Let's say you have to put a furnace in your house and you pay it all in cash at once. It's going to be really hard to have a gap in those instances. And that's going to happen to me too in the case of where I want to put a fence in my yard. And right now the quotes are coming out right around $6,000. So I'm definitely not going to have a gap when I put that fence in. So let's take a look at my spending or my expenses breakdown and just a quick pie chart here, and we can see housing is a large part of it, and this percentage is larger than what a lot of personal finance people recommend as a percentage. But here's the difference is right now my current mortgage with taxes, insurance is right around $1,300, so I'm making extra payments. I am putting in an extra $700 in there to pay that balance off. So we can see the biggest expenses for most people is housing, food, and food for me. I should probably combine the restaurant in there, but that's the restaurant slice. A lot of people have a much larger restaurant slice, and at least in the month of January, I did not go out much at all. And the other big ticket item for people is transportation, but I did not have a big transportation expense because my car is paid off. The insurance is pretty cheap. I pay the insurance every 6 months, so that didn't hit me this month with an insurance and auto insurance expense. You can see how small that sliver is. Really, the expenses I have with my car are fuel or gas, and then maintenance, things like that. I drive a Honda Civic, so really my only maintenance is like the oil and oil filters that I buy and air filters, just kind of maintenance things I put into the car. And I'm going to have a brake service coming up soon, but I'm going to buy those parts. I've done brakes on my cars for the past 20 plus years, so I'll do that again on my current car. So let's go ahead and we'll take a look at the net worth, my net worth statement. So you'll see what I'm invested in. Over at Vanguard, I have a traditional IRA as well as a Roth IRA, and I have a taxable brokerage account, and the balance over there rounded to the nearest $100 is $483,000. And then at M1 I have an IRA, and this is my prior 401ks from 1996 to 2019, and that's sitting over at M1. And then T Row, this is my current employer 401k from March 2020 to the present, and right now I'm not maxing out that 401k. I'm just pretty much getting the employer match on it, and that balance is at 103,400. And then Synchrony, you saw the interest over there from this account, the 9209. And this pretty much, this is a 6 month emergency fund that's getting 4.1% interest. And then over at Capital One, you can see the interest that got, the 34.64. This is pretty much like 2 months of spending that I keep over there in the savings account. What I do is when I pay off my credit card or pay my mortgage, I just move the money from the Capital One savings side to the checking side to pay those off. So I like to keep like a 2 month cushion over there, and it's getting 3.8% interest, so it's earning a little bit of money over there. And then M1 taxable account at 277,100. This is where these dividends are coming from. And every single month I'm getting multiple dividends from all of these companies. And this 638.01, this is on the very low side. The first month of every quarter pays the lowest, and the last month, like the March, June, September, December, pays a lot more, well over $1,500 in dividends from this account right here. And so I started this account pretty much to generate income and eventually replace my W-2 income, and that's what this journey is all about. But you know, these budget videos, these are not as popular as my dividend videos, but I think these are actually more important because you really can't invest and build up that dividend income unless you have a gap, and you have to control your expenses, build up your income so you can invest it. And then over at M1, they're currently offering 4% interest over there, and this is a 1 year emergency fund at $57,300. I keep a lot of cash on hand because of the industry I work in. I work in IT, and there's always seems to be layoffs. So to me, I've always felt like my job is unstable, so I want to have a good, backstop in case something were to happen. But I've been in the industry since '96, and thankfully, I have not had I have not been laid off thus far. So we'll see what happens in the future, though. But if it does happen, I'm prepared for it. So here is home equity, and here's everything in my net worth. And you'll see there's no liabilities really. The only liability is my mortgage that I have on my house. So, but this is the net of it, the home equity right here. I have no credit card debt or anything like that. And over here, I just kind of show you facts here. I have my credit card balances are paid in full, and I use that 2% cash back, and that's what that $50 is right here, the FMBO cashback credit card. If you're disciplined with credit cards, I recommend you use a cashback credit card and use it to pay for your everyday expenses. I even use it to pay my utilities. Like this is my electric bill. I use my 2% cashback credit card. So I'm getting a discount by paying for things that I'm going to pay for anyway. And then I use Mint Mobile. I'll leave a link below too if you want to sign up with Mint Mobile. And right now, for a year, it averages about $200 a month, a little bit less than $200 a year, and they claim $15 a month, but there's taxes in there, and it's just under $20 a month with Mint. I used to use AT&T, and just my phone alone, it was about $100 every month. So this is a huge savings by using Mint Mobile. It works great. And then surveys, those paid me $75 for the month. Dividends were $638, and here is my savings account interest. Just free money showing up in the accounts, with these two line items. And then I have a paid off car. I have no student loans or credit card debt. And then, excuse me, I'm paying $700 more to the mortgage principal. I kind of went over that. That's why the mortgage line is at $2,000. And that makes my housing costs look artificially high here. So what we can take a look at here is the total net worth. I'm closing it out for the month of January at $1,810,700. And then here's the difference over 1 month. I've increased my net worth by $47,100. And then look at the last year, my net worth has gone up $313,400, and that is huge. And that's just because of stock appreciation. But look at the 2 year amount. I have increased my net worth by $516,450, and this is just by doing this, just by tracking my expenses. Excuse me, getting over a cold still, but and just having a gap and investing that gap. That's what this growth is from. It's just building up these assets. Those assets going up over time, and just the stock market doing what the stock market does. And most of my net worth is in total stock market indexes like VTI or VU over at Vanguard, as well as like a Charles Schwab ETF like SCHD. So, look up those ticker symbols, do some research, but that's where the majority of my money is invested. And that's why my net worth keeps going up like it does. There's going to be some months where I have a loss. Let's just look back, like at December was not a great month for the stock market. And you can see the change from November. I was down $52,000. So I've recovered some of that. But let's take a look at November. And this was a great month. Look at how much it went up. The change from October up $85,900. We'll look at October, just kind of do some historicals here and take a look. And I was up just 3,000. So kind of flat there. We'll look at just a couple more like September, and I'll leave a link below to this sheet so you can kind of take a look at this, how I track it. You can see here I was up 26,000. Most months I am up way more than what I make from my W-2 job, like way more. I don't know about you, but I don't make $35,900 a month, but that is what I should track and see what my average gain is per month over the past couple years. You can see most months I am up, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 in a month. I mean, here we are back to June, up 35.9. And let's just take a look at some more of these. Up 26,000 here. We'll look at August, 35, July 31, positive 35. And again, this is just being invested, the way I am. And pretty much, I mean, they're boring indexes. You can see just how it has gone up over time. So that's all I had to show you guys for this video. Thanks for sticking to the end of the video. If you got value from it, please click the like button, especially for the transparency I'm showing you with my expenses and income and things like that. And it helps the channel out and helps it grow. So thanks for sticking to the end again, and I hope everyone has a great rest of their week.